Hi there, this is Aaron. Today is Sunday the 4th of May and it's day 48 on the allotment. Well, today's Sunday, but I did actually come down yesterday, but I was running low on pots, and so before I got to the allotment, I went down to the garden centre and bought lots more pots, as many as I thought I was going to need. Came back and used all of them, so I'm back where I was, still needing pots. So I probably need to double each time I go there, or at least double what I buy while I'm there. But I did film a little bit, so let's take a look around the allotment as it looked when I got back from the garden centre yesterday. Well, starting first with the greenhouse. These are my Brussels sprouts. These all seem to be in fine fettle and no recognisable damage from being potted on. So very pleased with my Brussels sprouts. Here in the greenhouse, a lot of people said we had a frost last night. In here it didn't get below freezing, it got close to it, 0.9. And the highest temperature it's achieved is 46 degrees. It's actually 40 degrees when I got here. So certainly the greenhouse is plenty hot. Leeks in the containers, all doing fabulously. I've now been told, and thank you to Tony, thank you to everybody else, all of you said exactly the same thing, that you plant out leeks when they are pencil width rather than pencil length. So these have got a little while to go yet. And my alleged prize-winning leeks, they've got a bit more room, had a slightly different compost cocktail. They're all doing brilliantly as well. One of them is a bit floppy, but they're coming along, and they're actually starting to bulk up a bit, so these might be the ones that go in first. We'll see. My chilli plant that I brought down, it's really loving this heat, and there's lots of new green shoots all over the place. That is a happy chilli plant. My other chilli plant has actually got, well, it had, it was starting to get flowers, but now it's getting chillies, and they are approaching as I'm watching this. They're actually coming out what appears to me in real time. So the chilli plants are really loving this, and I think I'm going to bring the others down as soon as we've got rid of the last frost. The last frost is allegedly tonight, so I'll probably bring another one down tomorrow, or I might wait until Monday to see how these do. Well, this one broad bean that has come through, all the others haven't, but this one that has come through, it's actually starting to flower as well. I can't quite believe this. So yeah, good for that broad bean. I'm going to plant him out either today or tomorrow, whenever that last frost goes, and see what he can do in the ground, because I think he's ready. I think basically it was just too hot in here for all the others, so a combination of the heat and the moisture meant that they didn't come through. But certainly the ones outside have done brilliantly. I was seeing on Sean's horticultural channel that Vivi was saying that she had had no luck with celery. Well, my celery's starting to come through. I think it's the heat that it likes. I also didn't overload it with moisture, but apart from that I've done very little. I gave it some fish blood and bone, but it's sort of there now that it's getting some true leaves, so I'm going to be doing things with this over the next couple of days as well. Also at the back, I don't know if you can see here, this is one of the additional cucumbers that I planted, and there's something peeping through, so happy about that one as well. These are my cabbages, red cabbages first, looking great, really happy. Then the white cabbages, they're doing fine, looking happy. Now, these are what we gave some of the sulphate of ammonia. Now, I know that Tony said that, yeah, it's okay to give it some sulphate of ammonia, but don't give it too much and don't give it too regularly. So I'm not going to do any more. What I am actually going to do is give this some fish blood and bone, because they are still looking a bit yellow. Maybe it's too hot in here for these. maybe cauliflower and purple sprouting broccoli. They just don't like it too hot. Maybe, I don't know. Very much the same kind of story, although actually these do look as if they're doing better. So maybe these are the ones to stay inside, maybe it's the others that are going outside. Cucumbers, well, I'm very pleased about these. We potted them on last weekend. They're looking very happy plants. They're getting true leaves. I think they're getting ready to burst into life. What I need to do is to find some troughs to go down the bottom of this greenhouse so that I can put those out properly so that they can grow. Some of these peas are actually starting to flower. I need these in the ground. That's got to be a priority over the next few days, to get these in the ground and get these growing. And also to get the other seeds planted as well, because I've got lots of pea seeds. These are the sunflowers and they're starting to get true leaves. So these need also to be planted out as soon as possible. I'm not sure whether to put these in the ground or put these in a trough. I think I'm probably going to put them in the ground, but I need to clear the ground first, so a bit of an urgent job going on there. Every time I see this Lola Rosso, it makes me smile. These were just little tiny things, and now they're even sort of falling over the top of the pot. I'm wondering if I should be potting these on. So we'll see over the next few days. And the little gems all standing tall. I'm very, very pleased with all of these. These are great. My runner beans are climbing up. You can see here, these are the first that I planted. And over here, we've got an absolute carnival of leaves. Some of the others that are planted slightly later are coming through as well. They're taking about 2, maybe 3 weeks to come through. But very, very pleased with my runner beans. And then we have the pumpkins. One at the moment. We planted more last weekend. Nothing doing yet, but I fully expect these to come through. Well, what I've done is to go out and buy some 3-inch pots. I've bought 40 of them because I think today's the day when I really want the French beans and the borlotti beans to be in pots so that they're coming along. And then what I'm going to do is tonight I'm going to put some bubble wrap over them. These are my strawberries, and well, I'm really pleased. They should be giving off some runners soon, and then some flowers, and then hopefully we can get some strawberries. All around here, that is all looking very strawberry-like, so very happy. I had a look at these, and I think they're benefiting from not being weedy. The flowers are starting to fade and fall off now. I've seen pollinators at work on these, so hopefully very soon. I did have a look and I can't see any actual broad beans yet, but it can't be long. This is the white currant, full of green, full of life. I think it's looking very healthy. The blood, fish and bone that I gave it, and the chicken manure seems to be having a lovely effect on it. It's really enjoying this and is growing up. Should be maybe putting some canes out on these soon and also getting it covered up. Same story with my red currant, although there's a lot of weeds around here that I need to pull out and get rid of. The cardboard underneath has suppressed them for as long as it's going to, and now I've just got to get brutal with this stuff. Primer cane, raspberries, coming along, really growing. As you can see, Cheeky is pretty dwarfed by them that are growing up. They are significantly further along than they were at this time last year, and there's more of them. So I'm hoping for some nice autumn raspberries. Well, the strawberries are coming along in here, but of course the blackcurrant never did do anything. Has never even looked like it was going to be a living thing, so that's coming out. Well, you can see elephant garlic, red onions and white onions in here. Really pleased with the progress on this, really pleased with how they're coming along. I'm wondering how long before I can have some onions. Job for this weekend is to get this garlic bed weeded. The weeds are getting to a point now where they're really starting to encroach on the actual things that I want to grow. So and you can see dandelions all over the place. I've left this a week too long and I need to get stuck into this as one of my next jobs. This is the bag that probably highlights it most. We did have a frost last night out here and you can see there's a little bit of damage on my potatoes, but I think they will recover. These are the Anya. They're coming through. You can see in the various bags. These some of these need to be earthed up. So and this is the final bag of Anya. So all of the Anya have come through. Still waiting actually. You can see down here there's one of the international kidney coming through. Actually there's a couple of the international kidney coming through. Not enough to earth up yet, but they are coming along. And in here, I don't know if you can see that, that is actually a golden wonder starting to peep through as well. And there's a couple of the golden wonders that are peeping through. So yeah, very soon I'll be earthing up all these bags so that they're full. And then finally we have rhubarb. Still growing, still getting there, needs some weeding done. So I'll get cracking on that. So what I've got here is some more pots that I've bought, and I think they're 3-inch pots, which I've filled up with Jack's Magic compost. I've bought different compost for this, because what I'm going to be planting out with these is first my French climbing beans, and the variety is Blue Lake. It says here that they can be sown indoors in the greenhouse from May. Well, it actually says April, but I mean this isn't a heated greenhouse. And then out into the field when they get big enough in sort of June to early July. So I have my trusty pencil again, which I'm going to use to dib a hole, put the seeds in, and then let's see how these get on. You can see how little the seeds are, just little white ones. If I put my pencil tip up against it, you see that they're nowhere near as big as broad beans and runner beans, but they grow just as well. So I've just dipped a little hole and I've dropped a seed into each hole. Now on this first lot I've now covered them with compost, with the Jack's Magic. I'm just about to do the same with these ones, then give them the water and we're done. So that's it, lots got potted on again. I didn't actually get down to the weeding because time just seemed to fly. I was here until about 8 o'clock, but yeah, sort of getting the things done that I thought I was going to do, and then the day ran away with me. So we're going to be doing that today. It's just after midday now. So this morning, before I came down to the plot, I actually busied myself again because I still had a lot of chillies that I needed to pot on. And so I got busy with the lemon drop chillies. So let's take a look at those. Now each little cell has got 2 of these in, as I say. If I hold it up, you can see that roots are going through, so it's a case of now separating these, and I'm not going to do this on camera because I need both hands, and then putting the little root ball with the soil into a dibbed hole, and then firm it around and give it a good watering. One of the questions that I got recently was, do I grow herbs? And the answer is yes. We've got a little crate here that all the herbs, you can see the sage, and there's also mint in there. You can see the rosemary and the thyme, and also chives. They all used to live in here, and actually you can see that there is still some, or rather there is growing back some thyme in there. But we had some work done on this back wall, and you know, sort of had to take everything out. So this is where we're growing our herbs, or rather where we're going to put the herbs back to once the work on the wall is finished. With all of these, I'm planting them down as deeply as I can, just sort of below the first leaves and as close to the first leaves as I can get, because I want to encourage them to create more roots. So I'm planting them down into the soil deeper than they were poking out. I'm really pleased because out of the 20 lemon drop seeds that I had, 18 of them have germinated. And actually also this morning, this is 6 weeks after I originally planted the seeds, another one of the Scotch bonnets came up, which brings that up to 18 of the Scotch bonnets that have germinated as well. And this is without a propagator. This is just sitting on my not quite south facing window ledge, which gets the morning sun. Which I suppose is another way of saying east, but anyway, southeast. So I'm very pleased with the chillies. What that now means, having potted on all of the lemon drops, is that I don't have an awful lot of room, and so I've brought some of the lemon drops up with me. And here they are. I've brought 7 of the lemon drops up with me. So they are going to find a home in the greenhouse, and I've definitely got to the point now where I need to start moving stuff outside. The temperature in the greenhouse when I arrived was 40. The maximum that it's been in the last 24 hours was 43, and last night the temperature in the greenhouse was 3 degrees. Now there was a frost forecast, so I'm thinking that the greenhouse has done its work, and that 3 degrees for a short while overnight with these little domes on to give them extra warmth, that the chillies should be okay. There were a couple of my Oloroso that were starting to get pot bound, and so I've potted those on again. The roots were actually starting to pop out from the bottom of the pot they were in, so I've potted them on. Now this is an experiment. These are the sunflowers, and I've potted those on into pots. Now I'm actually going to leave these outside, and this is really to see how temperature gets at night, and whether I have got seedlings and young plants that are ready to go out, because I figure if the sunflowers can take it, that's the first step of really seeing that everything else can take it, because up until now I've only really had established plants that have been growing through the autumn, or that are undercover, like the potatoes, so they're underground. So this is really my first test to see whether things are ready to go out in the first week of May. Last night the temperature in the greenhouse only reached 3 degrees, so inside the greenhouse that looks to be fine. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to these outside of the greenhouse. I am very pleased to say that I managed to get this bed weeded. I've pulled out an entire sack worth. I don't know if you can see that over there. That sack is heavier than I can comfortably lift. And it's absolutely full of couch grass and weeds and more weeds and soil that is absolutely run through with couch grass. But it's been a long job, but it's been worth it. And so that's my garlic weeded. And with that, the sun's starting to get a little bit low in the sky. I am going to stay a little bit longer and see what else I can do, but the day is coming to an end. So that is the end of day 48. Between these 2 days I reckon I've spent a full day here, and certainly managed to do a lot of the things that I wanted to. There's a lot of potting on done. I'm managing to clear the beds of weeds. Now tomorrow what I'm hoping to do is to go around again and make sure that all weeds are done from all beds, and this time it'll be easier because there'll be few of them, and therefore I think I'll get it done quicker, and then to actually get back and get some digging done. So that's my plan for tomorrow. I'll see you then. We'll see how we get on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Allotment. Goodbye.